In today's video, we're going to be talking about my failures as an entrepreneur. What's going on, guys? It's Jeffrey Rodriguez and welcome to another video. If you want to learn how to trade Forex using technical analysis and price action and all kind of other Forex related stuff, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell icon so you don't miss anything. Alright guys, so we're going to start from the beginning. So in high school, I used to work as a grill cook at a little local mom and pop cafe. So they served just general American food, and what I did there was I worked on the grill and I would just flip hamburger patties and put seafood and french fries in an oil fryer, and that's pretty much what I would do on a daily basis. After I got out of school, I would go work there, prepare people's food, and then serve it to them. I started delivering some orders after working there for 6 months or so I could make some additional money, and I was making tips from basically taking the deliveries that I would make. So I was cooking and I would end up delivering. It wasn't just me in the kitchen, there was other people there too. But ultimately, I was just working at a little local restaurant, and at this time I was probably making whatever minimum wage was. At 2012 or 2013, it was low, probably $7 an hour, maybe less, I'm not sure. But it was really low, so I didn't have much money, wasn't making anything. But keep in mind, this was still during high school, so it was making me enough extra money just to get food and different things that I would go do with my friends or go to the movies or whatever we would do. So after I left high school, I went to college, and I didn't graduate college or anything. I only went for a year and a half and then dropped out. But while I was there, I met and I also connected with people that were from the same hometown as me. But I didn't really talk to them too much in high school, but we ended up connecting while we were in college. And I went to a friend's house, and his uncle was over there, and he was just talking to him and sharing this business that he was doing. And he pulled out a $36,000 check, and that was a check that he had made in 1 month. So I was completely mind blown. That was my first introduction into entrepreneurship, and I couldn't believe that he made $36,000 in just 1 month. I know people that work all year to make $36,000. So he made it in 1 month, and I couldn't believe it. So I instantly was drawn to it and thought, whatever he's doing, I have to do that too. So he was with a network marketing company at the time called Melaleuca, and I joined this network marketing company, and from there I was okay, this is going to be the thing. I'm going to for sure make money with this. I won't have to have a regular job, deliver pizzas, nothing ever again. So, I started doing this, and I got the products in, all this stuff. I'm trying to tell all my family, all my friends about it. And at the end of the day, I'm just ruining relationships with everyone because I'm trying to sell, products and things to my family. And they're like, no, I don't want this. No, I don't have money for this. And, at the end of the day, if you guys were in a network marketing company, you know that, most of the time you have to go outside of your friends and family to find actual customers that will, get benefits from the product and are willing to, join you in that journey. So, from there, I didn't really do much. I didn't take much action, but I really got immersed into the personal development world. So I started reading a ton of different books on personal development, listening to a bunch of different audiobooks, just having motivational speeches on in the background while I'm doing different things, but constantly trying to fuel my mind with anything positive and anything that could teach me something. So I was just constantly seeking out more and more information about things that I needed to learn to be successful, because that's all I could think about is I wanted to be successful. So after personally developing and not really seeing many results from that company, Melaleuca, then I just basically decided to quit because I felt it wasn't working. Looking back at it in hindsight, knowing all the things I know now, if I just would have taken action, I'm sure I could have made something work with it. But I didn't really do anything, right? I just kind of thought it was going to work. It was going to do its own thing, and it would work automatically, and it was just going to happen. I didn't realize, I actually had to put forth work and do the things, to achieve that $36,000 a month paycheck. So after that time of leaving, I was pretty much just bouncing back and forth from a bunch of random different. So as I'm going through this video, I realized that the camera froze on me. So instead of re-recording the whole video, what I decided to do is I put the full audio file on my podcast, so you can listen to it there. That's the first link in the description, or you can just continue listening to it here, but there will be no video because the camera froze. So it'll just be the audio file playing if you continue watching it here. Otherwise, you could just listen on my podcast, and again, that's the first link in the description. So sorry for all the hassle with this video. I forgot to turn my mic on at the beginning and then the camera froze like 4 minutes into the video. So I'm sorry guys, but that's how we have to do this one. Different jobs. And I ended up finding another network marketing company, and I just said marketing really weird. Another network marketing company, and this one was called Limu. And this was just like another health and wellness company. And so again, I thought this was going to be the one. Like I thought it was going to work for me. I felt like we had met like the right group of people that we were going to be doing this with, and ultimately we had a little bit of success with it. I made like $500 or $1,000. I made a little bit of money with it, so I seen a little bit of success as an entrepreneur, and it kind of like got my feet wet in the whole entrepreneurship world, and first money that I made outside of a normal job. So that was cool, but I didn't end up sticking with it through the long haul because I was doing it with a bunch of friends. And at the end of the day, everyone kind of got bored with it and they just stopped working the business. So I kind of just gave up on it too, and I wasn't super passionate about it. So I just decided like I'm not going to do this anymore. No one else is, and just kind of thought, of course, whatever my friends did, felt like I had to do the same thing. So I just ended up leaving as well. I didn't take it serious anymore. So after doing that for a little bit, I ended up meeting another friend that I had now, but he wasn't a friend yet at the time, through a vape shop company. So I was smoking cigarettes at the time. I know, gross, nasty. I get it. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. But at the time, I was smoking cigarettes. So I switched from smoking cigarettes to a vape pen, and the store that I went in my hometown was like a new store that had just opened up. And this was like an e-cigarette store. So I went in there, bought my first e-cigarette, and I was talking to the person that had owned the business, and I was talking about the company that I was still working with at the time, but hadn't left yet, which was Limu still. And he told me that he was also with that company. So I'm like, oh wow, that's interesting. Well, he wasn't with it, but he was with it, and then he left to join another company. So I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. Why did you leave? And he's like, well, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. Let me go ahead and let someone tell you that was way higher up than me and had a lot more success in it, and they can go ahead and explain the story to you. So I said, okay, cool, no problem. So I met him and his friend again at the shop a few days later, and he basically shared this whole story with me of like what happened with this Limu company that he was with, and why he ended up going to this new company, and the benefits of joining that company, and how much better it was than where he was at. So at that point, I'm getting really interested in what is this new company that he's with. I'm talking to a guy that's like a millionaire, like he's had a ton of success in network marketing. I have the opportunity that I can partner with him and I can start working alongside him, learn from him, and do all of like the things that he's doing. So I was so overwhelmed that I just wanted to do it immediately. So I said, okay, I'm done with Limu. Like, how do I sign up and join with y'all? And that's what I wanted to do. So I signed up, I joined with them, and I took this really seriously. Like, I was going to make this work. This was going to be the one for me. I was going to make myself a success from this, because I was finally partnered with the people that could help me the most. People that have had success in the industry. And that's what I know now, right? Like, partnering with the right person can take you where you need to be. You just have to find that person that can help you with whatever it is you're trying to do. So at the time, I was trying to be, a successful network marketer, and actually own my own business, right? So I'm partnering with this guy, and he's helping me, telling me all these things that I need to be doing. So I'm doing them. I'm setting appointments every single day where me and him are going, like, drive to these appointments and try to close deals. And I'm killing it. Like, I am crushing it. I feel so confident that I'm going to be able to do this, and everything is going well. And then inevitably, after like a few weeks or a few months go by, it was actually probably about like 4 weeks. I didn't even do this for that long. It was probably just a full month, and I started to just get, I guess, drained. Like, I wasn't staying consistent. I wasn't doing the appointments I needed to do every day. I wasn't making the calls I needed to make every day. And I was just kind of letting, like, again, hoping that what I had done already in the past 4 weeks would just continue to work on its own, and I don't have to do anything. And that's a horrible mistake that anyone as an entrepreneur can make, is expect their business to work for them without them having to work on it. And that's kind of what I did. So I didn't see, I did see some success from it. I made more money than I did with Limu. So I made a few $1,000s working with this company, Zedra, and again, I didn't really love it. Like, it wasn't really the thing that, just made me excited and that I wanted to continue to do every single day. And that's why it ended up fizzling out for me and didn't work out. So I ended up deciding to leave that company, and I got another regular job, but it wasn't a regular job. This was a more corporate position. A good friend of mine was able to connect me with one of his parents' business partners, and from there I was able to work at a really good company and have all the benefits, make really good money at the age I was at the time. But this was a real corporate job, so I had to wake up at 6 a.m. and I had to leave at 5 p.m. So I was working, real like adult hours, and I absolutely hated it. I only liked this job for probably the first month. And it was only because of the money that I ended up liking it, because I was making good money now. I made more money than I had ever made, but I had to show up for work every single day from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And it was boring work to me. I had to, get on the phones 24/7, and I would just be doing like different work in the computers and finding different things online for people that I had to call. And it was just tedious work that paid good at the time, but I was not enjoying what I was doing at all. So I just got really burned out, and I just wouldn't wake up for work anymore. So I got to the point to where I was just late for work almost every single day, or didn't show up for work like 3 out of the 5 days I needed to go. So, of course, if you're doing this, your boss is going to want to meet with you and figure out what's going on. So I have a meeting with my boss, and he's like, if this is going to continue, then, you're not going to be able to work for us. You can't do this all the time. You can't not show up, or you can't be late. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I just have a really hard time waking up in the mornings. And he's like, of course, we'll just go to bed early and you can wake up. It sounds simple, but I wasn't passionate about it, so it wasn't waking me up in the morning. And of course, I continued to not wake up, and I ended up, getting fired from that job, which kind of sucked, because my friend got me the job and then I got fired from it. But I was not passionate about it, and it burned me out. And I wanted to do something else, and I knew that I could find something eventually that I would be passionate about. I just had no idea what it would be yet. So I continued to just do, what everybody else I'm sure does, how to make money online on Google, ways to make money online, just Googling anything that I could to figure out how could I make money, working from my house, not having to go into a job and do what I want to do on a daily basis, from the comfort of my own home. And I started to find a bunch of different stuff. One of those things was penny stocks. So I found Tim Sykes. If any of you guys have dabbled in the world of penny stocks or anything, I'm sure you've heard of this guy. And I came across his content, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. But I started to hear a lot and read a lot about like pump and dump stocks, and I was like, penny stocks just seems a little sketchy for me. I don't really want to get involved with that. And at the end of the day, I just didn't feel like it was the right fit for me. The benefit of me finding that penny stocks video was I found a Forex video through there. I didn't take any action or anything from this Forex video I found, but it actually, introduced me to Forex. It put Forex in front of me, and then at that point I realized, okay, what is Forex? But I didn't do much research or anything into it. I just kind of heard about it after watching that whole Tim Sykes video. It was like a next video on YouTube that started playing about Forex, and I learned a little bit about it, but I didn't know anything. So after a few months go on, I ended up reconnecting with a guy I used to work with, because I seen him posting on Facebook about Forex, and I'm like, whoa, that's the thing I heard about after the Tim Sykes video. So I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, what is this Forex thing? Could you tell me more about it? And he's like, yeah, man, sure. Come over to my house, and me and a buddy of mine will go ahead and explain it to you so you can understand what we're doing. So I go over there, and he's like explaining me all this stuff, like you can make money from your phone, you're trading. And I'm like, whoa, like this sounds insane. Like, how can you make money from your phone? I don't understand the concept, but like whatever it is, I want to do it. And so they're like, okay, man, so this is like what you have to do. We're with an education company, and basically you join them and you can build a team and all this stuff. And I'm sure most of you guys are familiar. The company was IML. This was like the first launch or whatever they did of IML. And I joined their team with IML. And it was a buddy of mine that I used to work with and his good friend that he was roommates with. And I joined their team. And they were like learning how to trade. And we were all just trying to like be a little community and learn to trade together. And we weren't really having much success. We thought we were. We were getting lucky and having some winning trades and things like that. But we weren't really learning how to trade. And I started to kind of understand that, what I was learning from IML was more how to, introduce people to the company IML versus how to actually trade the Forex markets. And after learning about Forex, what I realized was I wanted to learn how to trade Forex because I had already been with a ton of different network marketing companies. I didn't want to do that same thing again. I wanted to learn how to trade and build my own business, my own name, all that stuff. I didn't want to, be with a company or anything like that. But at the time, I thought I needed to join this company to learn about Forex because it was the only thing that was put in front of me at the time to learn Forex at all. It said, hey, we're a Forex education company. You can learn with us. Pay us this monthly fee, and then we'll help you with everything trading. So that's what I did. And at the end of the day, it was just my group who was helping each other trading. The company wasn't helping us too much. I was hopping on all the live sessions with the CEO. It was Chris Terry. I'm not sure if he's still the CEO, but I was hopping on all those live sessions, all these things to try to learn. I was studying harmonic patterns, like everything that I could possibly do with IML, I was trying to do it. The only thing I wasn't focused on was trying to build an actual team of people. I just wanted to learn how to trade. So, inevitably, I pretty much realized that they are a network marketing company, not really a Forex educational company. So, again, that's if anyone does want to do that line of work, then maybe they're the right fit for you. They just weren't the right fit for me. So ultimately, I'm grateful that I was introduced to Forex, but from there, I had to take things into my own hands and do it how I wanted to do it and, create my own life, not let someone else create it for me. So what I ended up doing was I ended up reconnecting with one of the guys that I had met in the group, and he was a pretty profitable trader, at least that I knew at the time. He was the only person I knew at the time that was actually making money. He was making like $10,000 days, $5,000 days, so he was having good success trading Forex. And I figured, hey, he lives pretty close to me. Let me see if I can connect with him, and maybe he can teach me. And that's what I did. I reached out to him and I said, hey man, can you teach me like what you know? I really want to learn this Forex thing. And he said, I can't really do that, man, because I have a construction business that I run. I just kind of trade on the side for extra money. And I said, I totally understand that, man. This was me going out on a whim, just asking, for some help. But what he did do is he recommended me to another guy. And the guy he recommended me to was his mentor, the person that he learned from that taught him how to make the $5,000 to $10,000 days. So I'm like, holy shit, like I'm going to learn from the actual guy that he learned from. So I was super ecstatic. I'm like, this is finally the thing. This will be the thing that's going to work for me. So he sent me over a link to go check out his mentor's material and start learning and all that stuff. So that's what I did. I started educating myself on everything that this guy knew. I was like, I'm going to learn everything he knows so I can do exactly what he does. I finally thought like, hey, Forex, this is my thing. This is what I want to do. This is what interests me the most. This is what I want to stick with, and this is what I want to make happen. So he opened up the mentorship program, and I basically, just took. So he opened up the mentorship program, and it was $1,200. And at the time, I was thinking, how could I invest $1,200 into something that I have no idea if this is going to work? Like, $1,200 is a lot of money, especially where I was at the time. That would basically take all the money I had. So I didn't really, want to make that initial investment, but I figured if this guy's over here making a ton of money from this, he's able to make $5,000 days, $10,000 days strictly from his phone part-time while having a regular business, a construction business, I have to, make this investment. This could be the thing that works for me. So I ended up making the $1,200 investment, took the mentorship, and pretty much from there, that's where I learned every single thing that I know today. So I learned all the concepts, I learned all the tools, all the things that I need to know about the markets. And then came the action portion. So this is where the real learning took place. It wasn't necessarily during the process, but it was after. It was after when I started putting in the time on my own to look at the charts, look at the setups, look at the different trades that I see potentially unfolding, and that's where I started learning so much on a day-by-day basis. So that's pretty much my story, guys. I mean, that's, start to finish, where I started literally in high school, to pretty much where I'm at today. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to, one of these parts of my journey. You may be at that same point. just know, guys, that keep pushing through it. If you're passionate about it, you will figure it out. And of course, if any of you guys want to actually learn from me, take the same trades as me, and be able to communicate with me on live sessions on a daily and weekly basis. So if you want to take the same trades as me and be able to communicate with me on a daily and weekly basis through live sessions looking at the charts, then what you can do is you can actually join my premium access group. That'll be the first link down in the description below. So click that and then you can join. After you sign up, you will get the links sent to you via email. Those should come in a few minutes, and you'll have the links to join the private groups from there. So you can click those and then you can have access to all the material. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. I will see you in the next video.
After this track, I might need me some lozenges. I ain't about to go soft. This rapping shit lately been pissing me off. Guess these words are kinda just at the tip of my tongue, but I'm still young and I hope I find the rhymes that'll live through time before that fat lady has sung. Cause when I'm inside this booth, feels like I rule the world. But I'll hop off my horse, hop in your Porsche, give it a